Hello, and welcome to Marvel Vision, a Marvel Studios TV show podcast brought to you by Cinema Sangha. My name is Devin Faraci. I am one of the hosts of this program. Joining me, as he traditionally does,
My name is Derek Faraci, and the sea was angry that day, my friends. How are you, Devin?
I am okay. We just spent a lot of time talking yesterday.
We did. We were talking turtle power.
Yeah, we were talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles motion picture from 1990. We recorded that as part of our Watchmen podcast. Now, the Watchmen podcast, we do superhero deep dives once a month. And last month we did Fantastic Four, First Steps, and Superman. We did two for the price of one. And this month we did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 movie. And that's available to subscribers at the $5 and above level. So if you're interested in watching that, please go to patreon.com/cinemasangha, HASANGHA, and join at the $5 above level, and you will get that. All right. That's my pitch.
There you go.
So we don't have a ton to.
Professionals.
I don't feel like we have a ton of like personal shit to talk about, right? Because we really just talked yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I took a nap.
Good for you, pal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Feeling
We're
very
recording.
sleepy.
We're recording this much earlier than normal. And one of the reasons that I feel comfortable doing that is because it's about 92 degrees outside, and on days this hot, you don't get a lot of foot traffic out by my window.
Yeah.
So we usually record later so that we don't have people. We do. Sometimes you will listen to this podcast and you will hear people walking past my window yapping, and there's not much I could do about it. But also because it's so hot out, and I had to turn my AC off. Again, you may watch me die on camera. It's very possible.
We're hoping.
I mean, think of the ratings.
Although there won't be, because I don't know how to put it up. Nobody will ever see it. It'll be the lost footage.
It is lost footage. All right. What?
You know what I read?
What?
We didn't discuss this yesterday. I read the comic book. I forgot the title of it.
Wow, this is good stuff.
Beneath the trees.
Yeah.
Where nobody sees.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's very good. I recommend.
Hi, nice.
Yeah.
I'm writing up a recommendation for the Patreon subscribers where it's going to be an all DC Comics recommendation edition.
Oh, no.
Yeah, James Gunn's got me on the DC Comics boat.
Look at that.
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
crazy.
It's really crazy, yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, basically I'm just recommending the Injustice miniseries 3 times.
The best, maybe the best comic book of all time.
Of all time, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Comic book groups that I get served on Facebook, I'm not members of them, but they keep giving it to me, love posting panels from Injustice.
It was a very popular series.
But like they love posting panels that people don't understand is from like some dumb video game knockoff comic, and they're like, "Wait, so Batman murdered him?" And it's like, no, this is not real. This is not real.
Yeah. Well, none of them are real, but
but this is especially not. It's especially not canon. Yeah. All right, we got news this week.
We do. James Gunn says that there is a DC show that will go into production soon that no one has heard about. So that's exciting. Something unknown happening.
Do you think it's really unknown, or do you think we've already had the rumor and he's just ignoring the fact that the rumor was out?
He doesn't usually ignore the rumors, so I don't know. Who can say?
What do you think it could be?
It could be a lot of things. I mean, nobody had a clue that they were working on a Mr. Miracle animated series, so it could be another animated series thing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, it's hard to say what it could be and what it couldn't be, but it'll be, in theory, it'll be announced soon.
Yeah,
but who knows?
Is your AC on or your fan?
Nope.
Huh? We're getting sound over there. This is the best part of the podcast, by the way. The stuff that we're supposed to do in advance, before we actually record, like check our sounds and stuff like that. And we kind of keep not doing that because we're not good at what we do. We should be better at this, right? I mean, I think.
I suppose.
Yeah. I am gonna mute you. It's your side, yeah.
I got nothing on. I mean, I
Okay,
don't
that's
know
fine. It might
what
just be the ambient noise.
Yeah.
Oh well, and people got to see this. It's very exciting that we got to see that happening in real time. So anyway, yeah, I'm curious to see what it is. I mean, I guess it means it's not the Amanda Waller show since people have heard about that.
Well, here's exactly what he said. I can say that probably the next movie we're going to be making is the follow-up to Superman, which I don't want to get into too much detail on, but like that's what's probably the next film we're making, I think. We're making the Batman 2 before that, and then I think the Superman follow-up, and then we have another TV show which nobody knows about, which is going next. So who knows?
Interesting. What do you think this Superman follow-up is? He doesn't want to call it a Superman sequel.
Yeah, he won't call it a Superman sequel. He said that it'll revolve around characters we've already met, and Superman is a major part of it. I'm guessing, the big theory online is that it's a super family movie, because they did call it that at one point, that it was a super family film.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's going to be some kind of Justice Gang movie, and hopefully not called Justice Gang, because that's a terrible title for a movie.
Yeah.
And, and Superman will be a big part of it.
Yeah, I kind of...
Gang, or maybe Superman and the Creature Commandos, or maybe Superman and Peacemaker, who knows?
I mean, I wonder if that Amanda Waller TV show could turn into this movie. If it could be like a checkmate thing or something.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like, it would involve all the characters, and Superman would could play a major role.
Yeah.
Or if they just want to keep it Argus or something like that. I don't know. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I know. I mean, Mr. Terrific was a big part of Checkmate, so he would fit into that.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
Very interesting.
We'll find out sooner or later.
We sure will. All right, what else we got?
Alan Cumming discussed filming the Avengers, and he said it was very strange. He said, I did the entire film in isolation. Lots of green screen and face replacement. They even gave characters fake names. I don't know who I was acting with half the time. I broke the internet by mentioning something once, but honestly, I might have gotten it wrong. So he's claiming to have done all his scenes with nobody else.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know, and fake character names, which I have to question that. That's like having him stand there and be like, okay, now you're going to say, look out Iceman, and then they're going to change it in the movie to look out Cyclops or something? Like, that seems weird.
It seems like a bit much. I actually do wonder if they told him that they were fake names because he had spilled some of his stuff previously, and they're like, just tell him it's fake names, man. Like, just tell him it's phony. People are not happy about him shooting solo on the green screen.
Yeah.
I have to imagine that this is some kind of a scheduling thing, though. Because he has the traders.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'm imagining this is not like their preferred way of making the picture. Like, they're not doing an Arrested Development season 4 is not how they want to do it. Like, that's my guess.
Yeah.
Because I think that he had to go shoot the traders right after this. So I think his time was very limited. So.
And we've seen photos of the cast members together.
Yeah.
Set, so
we've gotten rumors of cast members having huge fucking fights on set and like almost production ending fights.
Yeah.
And nobody knows who it is, but the latest round of guesses is Ryan Reynolds and Robert Downey Jr. But I think that's just based on the fact that they're both egomaniacs.
Yeah.
And we don't even actually know if Ryan Reynolds has been on that set.
No, we do not.
So
we do not.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also don't know if the rumors are true.
I actually believe that. That feels like just such standard Hollywood production stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel crazy to me.
It does, but I remember, before Superman came out, there were rumors that Gunn and Cornsweet had like a big fight on set.
Right.
And then, they talked about it in interviews where like, we really argued about the monologue that Superman gives at the end and how it should be done, blah, blah, blah. And then the making of video, you see it. It's not a huge fight. It's a discussion. It's a creative discussion
both men have strong feelings about.
Yeah. But
that's what you want.
Fighting.
Yeah, you want that. That's what you want on a movie set, yeah.
Yeah, so this could be the same kind of thing.
I actually feel like that bit is a good example of why Cornsweet is so good in the role, is because he really cares about the character. He has like a real vision for the character. He's not just willing to just do what James says, although he does eventually.
But James says the right thing to him, so he understands.
Right.
And it takes a while to get there. It takes a while for Gunn to hit what it is.
Right.
You know, if you watch the making of, you can see the moment where Corn Sweat's like, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah.
Like you can see it on his face, and Gunn keeps talking, and Corn Sweat's like, "No, no, no," and he just walks away.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
does it. And it's
See,
like,
he has it in that moment. He just wants
Yeah.
to go get it done. Yeah.
yeah,
And it's a great scene. It's a great scene.
It is.
It's delivered really well.
yeah.
So,
But yeah, I mean, that could be all it is on the Doomsday set. You know, is
I mean, I
people
want
arguing
it.
about what to do.
I want it to be bad. I have to admit, the drama queen in me wants it bad.
I mean, supposedly they still don't have a full script. You know, so that's not great. They've been filming for months and they still haven't figured it out. That's not a great sign.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
You know, most of them will find out. Margot Robbie says that she has not been approached about appearing in any DC projects. She says, "I've heard nothing."
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. If they got nothing for Harley Quinn, they're not going to think about it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't think it means that she's out, but I also think that she may decide that she doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So, but if they're not doing
I also think they may decide not to use her because I imagine at this point she'd be very expensive.
possibly, yeah,
She's
possibly.
played the character 3 times. She had a $1 billion movie. You know, like, she's not going to come cheap.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what that means, but I'm just taking it right now as a sign that they're not playing with that character anytime soon, so there's no reason to reach out to her at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll find out. And then finally, Tramell Tillman has joined Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Trammell Tillman.
Trammell? It's Tramell. Whatever. How am I supposed to know it's pronounced Trammell?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. There you
Maybe
go.
it is Trammell. I thought it was Trammell, but
Well, yeah. All right.
so very interesting. We don't know who he's playing, and unfortunately, when it comes to Marvel, I love this guy, by the way, 100%, and I think he's the best. And but they tend to really waste really amazing people in very small roles. Very common. Very common.
Yeah. We'll find out in the next year, I guess, who he's playing.
I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we'll probably find out sooner than that, frankly. But it's probably gonna be. I'd be pretty cool if he's Robbie Robertson.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's a cool character, and I think that he has the authority to like be Peter's friend, but also kind of boss.
Yeah.
I think that might be interesting. Robbie Robertson's kind of an interesting take, but I guess we'll see.
We will. There's also tons of Brand New Day spoiler or rumors running around.
Yeah, they're going out of control on the rumors, and there's like a lot of AI pictures and stuff like that they're putting out there, really making it confusing. I actually wonder how much of this stuff is coming from Marvel.
I don't know.
I mean, I could really see Marvel creating AI pictures and
hope not.
giving them to scoopers or whatever to muddy the waters.
Yeah, I hope not.
I know you had a big meltdown about AI on the
Yeah,
on
it's not
Watchmen.
good. It's bad.
No, I don't disagree. I'm just saying that could be happening.
Sure.
Once again, they used to do this on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. They used to call them foilers,
Yes.
where they would release they would tell people information that was fake, and then that would get out, and it would obfuscate everything.
And, I mean, Marvel has done that in the past as well, where they put out fake rumors or like fake script pages and stuff. So that stuff fine. It's just using AI. I'd rather they didn't do that.
Yeah.
But
The other thing about I want to jump back to the Alan Cumming thing is also that it's worth noting he's going to come back for reshoots almost certainly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost certain he's going to come back for reshoots. So I feel like that's also a potential thing where he'll actually be on stage with people.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see, but they're going to do big reshoots on this movie. I feel pretty strongly about that.
Yes. Yeah, I would think so. Since they've been filming and they don't know what the movie is yet. So that would necessitate reshoots in some way.
One would assume. Although Jeff Snyder says that there is some information that Doctor Strange is with Doctor Doom.
Oh.
That does match some of the leaked concept art that was claimed to be fake.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Do you think it's like a thing Doctor Strange is like, look, he's a doctor. I have to, by the doctor's oath. We have to work together.
I mean, my assumption, there's like a lot of rumors about the plot of this movie, and my assumption is largely that Doom is... I think that Doom is probably doing what the Illuminati did in the Marvel Comics.
Okay.
That he is destroying universes to stop incursions. And maybe our good friend Doctor Strange is on his side about that. You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know, but that seems like it makes sense to me because you can't have the superheroes do that. That's like such a breaking the heroes thing that they commit massive genocide across universes.
Yeah.
But Doctor Doom could do that very much so.
Sure.
You know?
Dr. Doom would do it if there were no incursions. He'd be like, I'm just going to do it.
And there's also an interesting concept here that you could have characters fighting about this and not agreeing.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Some characters are sort of more like, no, we got to do this, otherwise our world is over. Like, we have to make this choice, or everybody dies. Like, we have to kill this universe, or else everybody dies. So that could be a very intriguing direction to go. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Although, I mean, if Doctor Strange is out there being like, yeah, let's destroy all the universes, that makes Doctor Strange 3 a tougher sell, I think.
I mean, maybe Doctor Strange, remember at the end of Doctor Strange 2, had that evil eye in his head.
Sure.
So, you know.
That's bound to return.
That's no, it's not bound to return. Okay. But it is possible that in some way that will end up being important. So.
Yeah. We'll see. All in due time.
Yeah.
But, right now, it seems like Doomsday is in weird shape.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
You know, but that's not the first time that's happened with Marvel.
Yeah.
So we'll find out. And that's the news.
We also got some other stuff I want to touch on. Kumail Nanjiani said that he signed on to play Kingo in 6 films and also a video game. And his vision was that he was like going to do a Marvel movie every year for 6 years and then like, you know, have other jobs in between to do fun stuff. And that is for sure not how it worked out for him. And there's definitely not a video game. And it's not clear if he's ever coming back.
He damn well should.
I think that's the thing is I think that he's a good actor. He's an enjoyable actor. He's fun. I think you can bring back some of the Eternals without having to make it a whole fucking thing.
Yeah. There's no reason to not bring him back.
Yeah, I think that yeah. I mean, especially, it just seems to me like it would be nice to have him come back.
Yeah.
So,
plus, they kept mentioning him in other stuff. You know,
yeah, they mentioned him a couple times, yeah.
He gets mentioned in Miss Marvel, and, like, there's a bunch of different spots where he's in the, like, posters of him are in the background.
He's in What If, yeah.
He's in What If. Put him in there. He's good. He's fun. Nobody was complaining about Kumail Nanjiani in that movie. You know? And I'm saying I'm on the side of it's a good movie. I like it, so that's my space in there. But
you know what? My phone just keeps. So the thing that happens is that I had these Alexas set up, and the Alexas keep picking up and dropping my Bluetooth from my phone. So I'm listening to a podcast, and it'll just drop it, just in the middle of listening to it. No, I know. I fucked up. I should have turned my Bluetooth off before I got on this. But that's, like I said, we're deeply unprofessional.
Yeah.
Deeply, deeply unprofessional. Yeah. Oh, did you want to talk about the Ray Winstone stuff?
Oh, no. That's boring.
I actually think it's interesting because the revelation from him is that he shot Black Widow, and in that version, he was a pedophile. And that's really interesting. Yeah, no, he said that the guy was like pedophilic, and let's see if I can find the exact quote. But that's like really interesting because they probably got scared about how. Yeah, he says we worked on what my character was going to be. He was like a pedophile running around with all these girls, and they become Black Widows. We used to get applauded on set. It was probably the best thing I've done for a really long time. And then when he finished the job, he thought it was great. He was like, "Oh, well, we fucking killed it here." And then he got called back for reshoots, and he was like, "No, I don't want to do it. Like, cast somebody else because I did great work, and I don't like that it's being put on the cutting room floor." But the fact that he was a pedophile, I think, is really interesting and indicates that Marvel got real fucking cold feet with some of this shit. That they thought maybe it was too much.
Or he's saying stuff that, like, is not actually in the script and not in the story.
I mean, that could be just stuff that he developed, like, for the character. You're right. That is very possible. But in case...
Although, if it was in the script and in the story, and he was doing the scenes and people applauded, maybe Marvel got cold feet because they're like, oh, people are taking the wrong lesson from this. You should not be applauding this man.
But but what's really interesting is that if you watch Black Widow, I'm like, boy, Ray Winstone sucks in this movie.
Yeah.
Good news is Ray Winstone did it on purpose.
There you go.
He said, I just showed up and just read the lines.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Very fucking crazy.
Very wild. Yeah. I don't know. It's very hard to tell with actors when they talk about stuff like that, like, oh, this is what we were doing, and
Yeah.
it's just not there. And it's like, was that ever there?
Right.
Or did you say that and the director's like, yeah, go with that? And then they're like, whatever, like, that's what they need. So, I don't know. Cool. Anything else pop out to you?
No, nothing else, Captain Swallow. Let's get to our questions.
All right. Samich asks, this is mostly a question for Derek. You've mentioned on the pod that you worked and developed games for Activision in the past. I didn't develop games. I worked in quality assurance for Activision. In particular,
That's part of
in
the
Xbox
development
360.
process, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, develop games suggests developer,
Okay.
and like that was not my job there. I don't want to
Fair enough.
mischaracterize what I was doing.
Okay.
And in particular, Xbox 360 era. What was the Xbox 360 Red Ring response like from within the industry? From the outside, it seemed like a disaster that the whole Xbox brand barely survived. Do you have any perspective you'd care to share with us working on the games and the hardware at the time? We didn't run it. We had dev kits, so there weren't. I don't remember issues with the dev kits breaking down,
Right.
unless somebody screwed up something when we were setting up the dev kits. Then they would break, but that was our fault. Mm-hmm. And I mean, pretty much everyone at Activision had an Xbox 360 that red ringed at some point.
Right.
So it was definitely talked about a lot, but no one seemed too concerned about it from an industry stance. Games were selling.
So nobody felt like that this was the death of Xbox, that it was going to take the whole thing down?
No. Xbox games were selling, PlayStation games obviously selling better, but like nobody was not buying, nobody was not buying games for their Xboxes. 360 didn't sell as well as maybe they had hoped, but they came out with something else later and that did very well. So,
Right. I can't remember if I got red ringed or not.
No?
I think I would remember if I did, I feel like.
Yeah. I know I did. Mine took a while, though. Mine was like 4 or 5 years into it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it lasted. But, we talked about it every now and then. There would always be somebody that came in. We had an inside track on red rings. Like, if your system red rings and you worked at Activision, you could bring it into the office.
Oh, nice.
And they would send it off to Microsoft, and then you just got another one.
Nice.
So that kind of helped out a little bit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So that's how that worked out. We were on the fast track to getting ours fixed or replaced.
All right. What's our next question?
Christopher says, Derek, please explain these references to me. Yes, I suppose. And there you are, Peter. Yes, I suppose is from the movie Hot Fuzz. Nick Frost says it. He says it as, yes, I suppose. And it makes me laugh, and I enjoy it. There you are, Peter, is from the movie Hook, a movie I don't enjoy, but I've always enjoyed that line when a little kid pushes Robin Williams' face back so that all his wrinkles go away. And he goes, there you are, Peter. And I think about that all the time when I'm looking for something. There you go.
This is an all Derek Faraci mailbag, it seems like.
No, it's not. Danny Summers asks, just listen to Devin talk about how hot Zatanna is. And since Serinda Swan played her in Smallville, I wondered if you guys thought about Inhumans, what you guys thought about the Inhumans that she was on with Star Trek's Anson Mount.
It sucked ass. It was terrible. I watched 2 episodes or so, and I bounced out. And they filmed it, like, their version of Adelon, they filmed at, like, a Hawaiian community college. And they cut Medusa's hair off at the beginning, and nobody did anything with powers, and it was in that shitty Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. universe. And it was just like it's the Temu version of the MCU, kind of, over there. Yeah. And I came back a couple of times, because I think there was a whole storyline with Ghost Rider that I came back to check out. The thing is, the Inhumans? Yeah, he showed up in the Inhumans for a minute. And he might have been introduced there and then came over to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. if I'm trying. I don't remember. I do remember, though, that the Inhumans get activated by fish, tins of fish.
Sure.
Something happened. They drop something in the ocean, and then the fish get contaminated, and that becomes like the Terrigen mist. So, like, you might open up a can of tuna. But I guess that means that if you don't like fish, you never get your human powers activated as a result.
Are they selling like Sunkist that says like Terrigen free tuna?
It should be. Yeah. But it was so fucking bad. It's like unreal bad. It's like the kind of thing where I'm almost tempted for us to do a couple of episodes about it. because it's so shoddy. It's really like at the time it was infuriating because it was like, wow, you're taking something cool and destroying it. Like there's now no possibility for this. But with some time behind it, I think it's kind of interesting. So I cannot explain to you how cheap it looks, though.
It looks very cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I only watched like the first episode was all I ever watched.
Yeah, it's like a TV movie or something, right? The first episode, I think.
I remember in the first episode they're in Adelon and you can see like an exit sign in the background.
Yes, that is the
and all I could think about was when I was in college, we made a movie called Space Dilka, a short science fiction film in quotes, called Space Dilka, and we filmed it in the dance building of our college because it was all glass and very cool looking.
Right.
But there we are supposedly on a spaceship where there's exit signs and like room number signs for classes, and it's like if for us goofing around on a weekend drunk making a science fiction movie for fun, that's fine. For a Marvel TV show, you got to CGI out that exit sign.
Or just fucking when you're shooting, have something hanging over it. Like you're technically not supposed to obstruct the exit sign. Or in that case, then you're supposed to fucking angle your camera a different way. You're trying to find a way not to get that in the shot.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway. All right. Are you ready to talk about the season premiere of Peacemaker season 2?
I am.
Oh wait, tell people how they can get their questions answered.
Oh, good question.
That wasn't a question; it was a statement.
Yeah, good statement. You can send questions to ask.cinema.sanga@gmail.com. In the subject line, put the show you want it for, Marvel Vision or Bad Batch. And then ask your question, one question per email, please, and we'll get around to it sooner or later.
Sooner or later, later being the operative
Sooner
term.
or later, we'll answer all your emails.
All right, you ready to do this?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 1, The Ties That Grind. We open up pretty soon after the events of the last season. Oh, actually, before we get to that, there's two things I want to say. One is I'm really impressed by how this episode just jumps into the plot.
Yes.
A very common thing these days is they'll air 2 episodes of a show when it's new because the first episode, nothing ever happens, and they use the second episode to get it going.
Yeah.
This episode is fun. By the end of this episode, this show is off running.
Yes, very much so.
And it does not waste its time. The other thing is that in the previously on, we get our first major retcon of the DCU era.
We do. We see the change of the ending of the last season.
Did you actually watch that like live, or did you find out about it later? Just skip it and find out about it later.
No, I watched it as it aired.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, usually I skip that stuff, but I was like, you know what? I had just listened to the James Gunn Peacemaker podcast, so like a bunch of these episodes were fresh. But I wanted to say, okay, let me just see what they're putting here, so that there's maybe something that will remind me later on when a thing happens. But they changed Leota saying Justice League into Justice Gang.
Yeah.
And then they had the Justice Gang show up. So what we have is Superman, Mr. Terrific, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, and Supergirl.
Yes.
And we do insert shots of Green Lantern and Hawkgirl, in which Green Lantern is very mad because Peacemaker has been telling people he has a puke fetish.
He has a puke fetish, which we see a scene earlier.
Yes.
In the previously on where he says that he was like, I was on his magic carpet and I threw up and he liked it. And that is apparently, according to the Peacemaker podcast, that was a deleted scene from the first season.
No
and
kidding.
They just tossed it in there. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, they did not shoot anything for that.
It's funny because I think I had heard them talk about that, so I think in my brain it just became part of the show.
Yeah.
But I guess that's pretty amazing. But yeah, so this is our first retcon, and it's a pretty simple and easy one, frankly. Like it's painless.
Yeah. And because it's simple and easy, the internet can't understand it. So there's endless Reddit posts about, so is this what happened after the Flash movie? This is what the Flash changed? And other people are like, no, none of that is connected. Like, they're not doing anything with those. Like, that's a dead universe.
I mean, you could talk about it however you want about for yourself. You know, that's, your headcanon's your headcanon, but this is just like, hey, you thought this is what happened, but actually, no, that's actually wrong. It was actually this.
Yeah, and also like, oh, they show him in the classroom with those kids, and that kid still has a Flash T-shirt. Does that mean Flash is around? It's like, no, it means that they didn't just erase that kid from a shot. Like,
yeah,
leave him alone.
Yeah. So we open up not long after the events of the last season, and Peacemaker gets awoken by Eagly, who wants to go out for a fly. And he's very grumpy about it because it's cold and snowy. He doesn't want to fucking do it. It's the middle of the night. Then he has a bright idea. Because he lives in his dad's house now, he's going to open up the interdimensional pocket world and let Eagly fly around in there. So he goes in, he lets Eagly fly around. He's kind of mad at Eagly. I'm not your slave. And he sees an alien come out of one of the other doors, and he says hi, and the alien like doesn't say hi to him. And
The alien's like incinerating like a cat.
a little dead cat thing.
Yeah.
It's really funny. And he's like mad. He's like, fuck you, man. And then he realizes he hasn't seen Eagly in a minute. So he goes looking for Eagly, and he discovers Eagly scratching at a door. And in front of that door is a case of Peacemaker helmets, but they're not his helmets. No. And so he sees this door that looks like the door that he just came through, and he sees that it has a little code thing, and so he decides to put his code in. We get seen this code a bunch of times. Is there an Easter egg meaning to this code?
Yes.
What is that?
It is, what's his name? The guy who plays Augie. His dad.
Michael Rooker?
No, it's not Michael Rooker. That plays his dad.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry. It's
Robert Patrick.
I always go right to Michael Rooker with James.
Yeah. It's somehow connected to Robert Patrick's motorcycle club.
Interesting.
Yes.
When I worked at Starbucks, Robert Patrick would sometimes come because there was a Harley Davidson store right next door.
Oh, yeah?
And he would show up in his Harley Davidson stuff. And he was actually good friends with one of the managers. Like, they knew each other from outside.
Oh, wow.
And he would come and talk to her and hang out, yeah. So anyway, he goes into this world, and he sees that it's like a mansion, and he sees that there are framed newspaper clippings of Top Trio, and it is his dad, him, and someone who seems to be his brother. Yes. And they seem to be beloved. They are heroes. They have stopped the Ultra Humanite and the Rainbow Creature.
Well, those ones we see later.
We'll talk about it now. I mean, there's no reason to talk about it twice. No. So we see that in this world, they're real heroes. And he's standing there in his underwear, sort of like staggered. And then his dead dad comes in and is like, hey, pal, what's up? You having a hard time sleeping? And he freaks out and runs away back into his own universe. And that's where we get to the new dance sequence.
New opening.
I think that they probably should have. I'm going to say this now. I have two things about this episode that I'm going to be picky about, and this is one of them. I think they maybe should have found a different premise for the opening.
The dance style is too similar, I think.
It just doesn't feel special or all that new. You know what I mean? Like, I think there could have been a different.
I mean, they're caught in a situation where because no one expected something like that in the first season, that's why it exploded.
Yeah, exactly.
And now people are expecting it, so you're not going to be able to top it. Like, it's impossible to top what they did in the first season just because nobody thought anything like that was going to happen. You know.
I think it's possible to top it, though. I think there's like a way that you do it with all these characters, and it's like a 1970s detective show opening. You know, it's like got a Columbo thing and stuff like that, and it's got like Peacemaker like sliding over a roof of the hood of a car, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's not even necessarily a good idea, but I'm saying there are things that you could do, and the dance sequence just doesn't have the same energy as a result of it being a rehash of what they did in season one. And you're right, it was the surprise that really made that special. Also, the song's not as good.
No, I don't think the song is as good.
Yeah,
I agree.
A shocking James Gunn miss on songs because usually he's pretty good about that.
Yeah. Well, he really likes Foxy Shazam.
He sure does. They show up later on in Peacemaker alternate universe's bedroom.
Yes.
Anyway, we cut to the present day. Peacemaker comes out of the house. He's wearing his full Peacemaker thing. It's 6 months after the events of the cold open. And he comes out and he gets into the car with Leota. She's giving him a ride. She's giving him a ride to go audition for the Justice Gang. Basically we find out what happens is that Leota is now divorced. Her wife could not handle her now being like in a world of danger. And as opposed to her in the first season where she's like, I'm not made for this shit. She's like, I am made for this shit. Like, this is my fucking deal. But however, everybody's having a hard time because there's like a lot of federal laws broken at the end of last season. And so as a result, she's unemployed. And she has making her own agency, like a security agency.
Yes.
And she has these cards made up where she's very skinny on the
Yes.
card.
Gaunt, I believe.
Gaunt is what Peacemaker says, yeah. So she's like, trying to get that off the ground. And he's trying to join the Justice Gang because he saved the world. He wants to be a superhero. That's his deal. So he goes, they end up in this strip mall where there's
This drive, though, has my favorite line of the episode.
What's that?
Which is when Peacemaker is like, these metas can be real jerks to me. They're always rude to me. And he's going through different things that they've said to him. And he goes, hey, the first season of Jersey Shore called, it wants its hair cut back, as if a fucking TV show could call you on the phone. Which I love.
The best part is I'm pretty sure that Cena wears a wig. So
no, he has hair transplants.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's pretty open about it. He's talking about it
plugs?
pretty openly. Yeah,
Good for him.
That he got plugs.
Good for him. Yeah. So they pull up into this strip mall in front of an abandoned toy store, and it's Crank Toys. Derek, do you want to talk about why this is a little nod to the DC universe?
Crank Toys is named after Cosmo Crank, a.k.a. the Toy Maker, who is a Batman villain, who is really lesser known because there's a better toy villain out there. So he kind of got lost in the mix. Nobody cares about him.
I know that in the cartoon, the premise is that Batman got his Crank toys shut down for some reason.
Yeah.
So the idea that this place is abandoned fits in with that concept that Batman had got it shut down. The company got shut down. And then he became the toy maker for revenge after that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the comic book version is, so I cannot tell you. There's another Batman villain who shows up, though, because when they pull up and they're like, wait, is this the place? And there's two goons out front. And Peacemaker walks up, and then White Rabbit comes out.
Yes.
And is very upset about how many times they talked about her camel toe.
Yes. Although we don't know that yet.
Yes, well, he kept saying things, yeah. And so she's crying, and she's really upset. And she has got, like, a real comic booky costume, man. Like,
yes. Yeah. I mean, she looks like she would be in, like, the live-action Tick show from the 90s.
Yeah. Actually, that is very true, yeah. What's her deal in the comics?
I don't know much about her. She's a newer character. She has, like, split personality, and one of them is evil, one of them is a bad guy, and one of them is a good guy, I guess. And so, Bruce Wayne dated her her civilian identity for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm not very big on her costume or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny here. It's a joke. It's a bit.
Yeah.
Whatever. He goes inside, and there is all of the thirstiest man alive. I love watching you drink on these
I took
episodes.
a nap, and I'm all thirsty now.
You just can't stop putting fluids in you. This man's hydrated. I have to say, this man is hydrated.
I fill this up twice a day.
Wow.
I drink it.
Twice a day. You must piss all the time.
Not all the time, but probably more than most people.
Anyway, he goes in, and the Justice Gang and Max Lord are behind a glass pane. There's a seat in the middle of this room, and he takes a seat. This is my other picky thing. This scene goes on too long.
Yes.
There's funny stuff in it, you know what I mean? But this feels really indulgent, like Gunn could not pick what thing to cut to make it shorter. Because it just drags at a certain point.
Yeah.
Because we get the concept very early.
Very quick.
Also it feels, I think the problem with it going on so long, for me, is that there's a point where they start, like, talking about their asses and popcorn and stuff. And, like, the idea that even if they're, like, assholes like they are, that they're going to sit there off mic while somebody's sitting there and they're just going to keep talking about that shit forever and ever and ever in front of them. It just feels like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's better when there's, like, these quick bits, because the thing is that Maxwell Lord does not realize that when he thinks he's turning his mic off, actually he's still broadcasting, but just shittily. And so as they're saying bad things about Peacemaker, what they think in private, he's actually hearing all of it.
Yeah.
And, they don't like him because he's a killer. And Lord is like, hey, we try to minimize killing with this team. Don't
forget that Hawkgirl just murdered a world leader.
Yeah.
So they don't minimize it too much.
I mean, yeah, but also it's not clear if everybody knows that she did that.
I guess not.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
or there could be a story of, like, I was carrying him to custody, and he began fighting me, and he fell out of my, he hit me, and I
Sure.
fell out of my arm. Anyway, I don't know. But Guy Gardner doesn't like him because of the puke rumor. And I'm going to also say this. I don't like Sean Gunn as Max Lord.
No,
No.
I thought it was all right. I had no problems with him.
My vision of Max Lord is smoother.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a huckster.
Yeah.
And this is not a huckster. This is a ding-dong.
I wouldn't say he's a ding dong. I wouldn't go that far.
I don't think you cast Sean Gunn as anything but a ding-dong. He looks like a ding-dong. Is that fair?
Yeah, I suppose so. I would say here he looks like his brother James Gunn with the white beard and the white spiky hair.
He definitely has a James Gunn look, but
Yeah.
he's got like ding dong face, which is like that's why he's a great character actor and a comedy actor. He has like a great face for that.
Yeah.
And my vision of Max Lord is just really the very smooth talking operator who nobody realizes is using his secret powers to manipulate the Justice League.
Yeah.
And so, I was like not that wild about that. So during the course of the thing, they ended up in a big fight, the Justice Gang, because Guy Gardner set up the electronics, and he was supposed to, and he didn't. He asked one of the bodyguards to do it.
Yes.
And so now Maxwell's like, well, how long has this been happening? All day? So everybody heard everything we had to say about them. And that's where the camel toe. I must have mentioned that woman's camel toe 20 times. So when they go back to talk to Peacemaker again, he has gone. He has left. He gets into the car back with Leota. He's so fucking furious. He's punching the air, and he's mad, and he hates them. And he says they said I suck guys' cocks, which isn't even bad. It's actually a compliment. Really. Yeah. Which I thought was very funny and very cute. And so now he's really mad because like he saved the world, but he can't be taken seriously, and everybody thinks he's an asshole. Partially because he's an asshole. Like that was his journey in season 1, was learning that he's a bully.
Yes.
Like, so this is not from nowhere,
No.
People are responding to
Years of who he was. Yeah.
Yeah. We then cut to Amelia Harcourt. She's sitting down with her psychiatrist, and he diagnoses her with toxic masculinity.
Yes.
And basically, he's telling her that she's not fit for a job. I think it's the NSA that she's applying to here.
Yeah.
She's not fit for a job with the NSA. That's his job, is to like see if she's able to do it. And she proves his point by losing her fucking mind. And saying horrible stuff to him. And I don't know if I can repeat because we're on YouTube, and I'm not convinced YouTube's going to let me say that word.
No, I don't think so.
So she's very, very upset. She drives home. She gets stopped by a woman there. It's like, we all think this is the wrong decision. I don't really know what the point of that was.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It could be setting something up. I mean, I don't know.
It could be setting something up. It could just be wanting to make it clear that not everyone working within these government agencies thinks that it's fair what's happening to her, and they're all kowtowing to Amanda Waller. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know who that woman is the other thing.
She's seems to be a secretary.
And that's the thing. That's why I was like, what is this supposed to mean? Like, if because he's like, escort her out, and it does feel like she's a secretary or an assistant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do I care what this woman thinks? I mean, like, not that I should not care about a person, but like, okay, who's this character? What's their relation? What's happening here? What information am I supposed to take out of this?
Like, if she was wearing like a government uniform, that would push it more, I think. But she's just wearing like a nice top and like a skirt or something.
She's in business. Yeah, she's in business casual, basically. Amelia Harcourt freaks out, beats the shit out of her dashboard, bloodies her knuckles, drives home. She finds Peacemaker waiting for her. Now, earlier in the episode, Peacemaker had asked Leota if Harcourt had said anything about him, and Leota's like, no, why? He's like, no reason. And I actually misread that.
Oh, yeah?
I thought that meant that they had not talked in 6 months.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I thought that was like setting up the dynamic of where they were, that they had not talked in 6 months. But no, actually they fucked, which is why he's asking about that. Because he goes inside to help her with her wounded hands, and we discovered they went on a party boat. And they did it on the party boat. And for Peacemaker, that's a really big deal. For her, it's kind of a huge mistake. And he feels real fucking bad about it. And he actually gets really upset, and he storms out. And he's so upset that he goes home and starts doing coke and smoking weed and drinking. And then all of a sudden, he's in the middle of a giant naked orgy.
Yes.
And the premise is here that he is not able to enjoy any of this. There's naked people everywhere around him, fucking. There are women getting up on him, and he just is not able to enjoy it. He is just distant. And
There are multiple people complaining about this scene, saying that they were watching with their kids.
I
And
mean,
all I want to know is like, hey, did you not catch everything that happens before this? Like, it's not like the show was PG and then this happens.
so people have no problem with violence and language a lot of the time.
I guess.
It's nudity and sex that they have a problem with. Those are the issues for them. So violence and language are A-okay for a lot of people with their kids. They don't feel uncomfortable sitting there watching a shoot 'em up thing or somebody's head blow up or whatever. It's sex and nudity that really get to them. So, but I think that it's kind of funny because there's like a real. I am curious about the decision to follow Superman up a couple of weeks later with this.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty soon. Like, this is not like 6 months later. This is like
This
Superman. It's still
a
in
little
theaters
more than
right
a
now.
month. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still playing in some theaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, a lot of kids maybe kind of fell in love with Superman or whatever, and they know that that the Peacemaker is the next chapter. And so, I mean, it's kind of a weird
They
choice.
definitely could have started this with like a thing of like Peacemaker straight to the camera being like, hey,
Yeah.
kids, this is not for you. Like, hey, parents.
Yeah,
this
I
is
think
not
that
suitable for children.
that would have been funny too.
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's sort of like, wow, weird choice. I'm just curious how it all plays out in the long term. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very, very curious. One of the things is that you want parents to be able to trust that your comic book shit is something they can put their kids in front of.
Yeah.
And so I think it's funny that a bunch of kids might see this fucking orgy.
Sure. Yeah.
I did see there on the podcast, the Peacemaker official podcast, they talked about Gunn really liking one of the guys in the orgy. He was just sitting there naked
Sandwich
eating a
guy.
sandwich.
Yeah.
And then he ended up working on Superman, and he's like, this guy's familiar. Where I know him, and his assistant director was like, I think you would recognize his penis.
Yes. Yeah.
So I guess technically there's a guy from Metropolis having an orgy in Peacemaker's house.
Sure. He went off to Washington to hang out.
I mean, I kind of would like a comic book that
About that
bridges those two, about that guy, about Sandwich Guy. Yeah, I would like a comic book that bridges these two characters. I think it would be very, very fun.
He also, on that podcast, he talks a lot about the intimacy coordinator and
Yeah.
how important they are to scenes like this and how much he appreciates all the work that takes, which you don't hear very often from people.
I think there's two different opinions about intimacy coordinators. One is positive like this. I think the negative ones, though, are often from actors who feel like, or directors who feel like it gets in the way of doing the scene and finding the reality in the scene. And so I think that's the complaint sometimes is like, there's somebody over here who's telling us how to do this thing, or they're like walking us through it like clinically in a way that doesn't translate on film properly. They feel like, I'm not saying that that's true, as opposed to here where actually all the sex stuff is just background shit. Like, it's essentially second unit more or less. It's like action. Like you have a stunt coordinator that works on the action. So of course in this kind of situation you'd have an intimacy coordinator working on that. So it's a little bit different. But I suspect that Gunn probably likes intimacy coordinators generally. He's the kind of guy that would like that.
Well, again, he talks on the podcast about how one of his first jobs when he was working with Troma was plotting out the shooting of like a lesbian love scene in a movie and how uncomfortable he was with it.
Yeah.
And being like, I don't ever want to do this again.
Yeah.
So I think they can hand it off to an intimacy coordinator and be like, this is what I need. Go make sure they're okay with that. And if they're not, we'll figure out something else. Works much better for him.
It turns out John Economos is parked in a van outside of Peacemaker's house. Peacemaker goes into the house, it goes into the other room and opens up that magic door. And John Economos is in the van, sort of watching from a distance, and then Adrian Vigilante calls him, as he has every day for the past 6 months.
Yes. And then tells him to ask him owl facts.
It's funny because the Justice Gang scene was too long, but I thought this was like perfect. Like the length of this is perfect because Adrian's a really uncomfortable character, and I think that really works really well.
He's a great character. Anytime Vigilante's on screen, the show is 100 times better. Like, he's an amazing character.
Agreed. It's so funny because Vigilante in the comics killed himself because he was a judge and realized that his life as a vigilante was betraying everything he ever believed in, so he shot himself in the head.
And here he's a busboy.
He's a busboy who's a total doofus. I'm actually waiting for somebody to get upset and say that he's autistic.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I think he shows signs. I think you could really...
Well, he's...
he can't read people's faces.
But that's because he's psychotic. Like he talks about it openly in the first season. He's like,
no,
well,
I know,
you know,
but I think that I keep wondering because like this whole Owlfax thing that is heavily autism coded.
Yeah, but then he doesn't know any.
Like,
Like he's completely wrong about him. So like he's not autistic. He just thinks he knows stuff and like he's an idiot.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and in the first season he says like well, you know, I'm psychotic and I can't understand emotions. Like I don't have emotions like the rest of you. Like he is. I think they very carefully, especially in the first season, wanted to make it clear that no, he's not autistic. He is psychotic. And that's a very different thing.
It's funny though because he's so sweet.
Yes,
that's the funniest thing about him is he's such a little sweetie pie, and I could hear that one. And he is Mr. Thirsty. He is a little.
You
sweetie
need to stop commenting all the time, please. I'm begging you.
Okay, we'll stop.
Jesus.
Sorry. So anyway, he's a real sweetie pie, and he's talking to Economos. What's really kind of nice is that Economos doesn't get him off the phone.
No.
Like, Economos talks to him. Economos is clearly irritated by it a little bit, but also I think he likes it. Like, he likes talking to Adrian.
Yeah, and he also says, like, oh, we'll hang out tomorrow.
We'll talk tomorrow, yeah. And yeah, because he had just got back to town. He had been back at Belle Reve for a little while, and he just got back to town. And we see Adrian get chewed out by his boss, his manager, and we have a whole fuck nuts discussion about whether or not he's...
That manager is in the first season.
Is he? Is he actually a dishwasher?
Yeah, he's the guy that comes out when in the first season, Vigilante's out there doing his Peacemaker's back dance, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm happy because I'm getting married, or I'm happy because my girlfriend's getting an abortion. Do you want to come?" And the guy's like, "Come to your girlfriend's abortion?" No.
But it turns out that Peacemaker went to this guy. Vigilante went to this guy's wedding, uninvited. And he's like, well, why was I at your wedding? He's like, I didn't invite you. You just showed up. Meanwhile, with Economos, when Peacemaker opens that door, he gets an alert. And it's a kind of a big deal. And he gets a call from Rick Flag Sr. Because it turns out that Rick Flag Sr. hates Peacemaker so much for killing his son that he has basically diverted an insane amount of intelligence resources to just monitoring Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And so... they had this satellite overhead, and 6 months ago when he went in with Eagly and found the alternate universe, it had pinged, but it had not pinged since. They thought maybe it wasn't going to ping again. And then it did. It pinged big time. And so Sasha Bordeaux comes in. She's a character from DC, right?
Yes, she started off in Batman comics.
Okay.
She was hired as Bruce Wayne's bodyguard for a time.
Okay.
Quickly learned that he was Batman because it's very hard for Bruce Wayne to have a bodyguard and run off to be Batman.
Yeah, sure.
And then she was a major part of the storyline for Bruce Wayne Murderer, Bruce Wayne Fugitive.
Mm-hmm.
She was part of that. And then she joined Checkmate. And I don't know what she's been up to lately.
See, that's another Checkmate thing.
It is.
I mean, that really feels like plausible.
Yeah.
You know, like plausible. So Economos is told to go check out what's happening. And he's on the phone with Rick Flag Sr. and he's like, is there anything weird? And he's like, well, define weird. And because he's looking in the window at an orgy happening. And I really like that Flag is like, I'm not putting up with your bullshit, Economos. Like, just fucking answer the question, God damn it. I really appreciate that about that. Yeah. And then he sees Peacemaker standing in front of the door. The thing is that he's like kind of afraid to tell them what's happening because he has a feeling that this is going to get Peacemaker in trouble. This is where we get our first shout out to Superman, the movie, because Flag talks about it being
the Luthor incident.
The Luthor incident. It's a pocket dimension. They don't want another rift opening up. And that's probably, again, that's his cover story here. But the truth is he just fucking hates Peacemaker.
Yes.
For killing his son.
Yeah. And
so
that's one thing I will be nitpicky about. I hate when movies like or shows like this do like that thing that happened over the summer. You know, the Luther incident. And it's like that's a terrible way to talk about things. It sounds goofy.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, but you know, he wants to nod to it. He wants to make you feel like it's all connected. It's often clumsy language when they do that. I agree.
Well, I mean, right there, just say like when Lex Luthor nearly destroyed all of Metropolis by opening a pocket dimension.
But also, he wouldn't say that. That's not what he would say. That's the thing. So in a conversation, they would definitely. I would not say when hijackers took two planes and crashed them into the Twin Towers, making them collapse. I would say 9/11. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you would know what I meant. So there's got to be something in universe that they. The Metropolis rift or something. I don't know. But anyway, you're right that saying the Luthor incident is a little ham-handed.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Chris Peacemaker shows up, wakes up, and he's like, sees there's still people fucking, and he decides to go into the room and into the door, and then he goes into the room that he had seen before, and he finds both his dad and his brother, who he killed as a child.
Yes.
And they are sitting in chairs, and they begin having reminiscing about the good old days. They're having drinks. He is like really like, whoa, and then he sort of starts getting into it. And the thing is that his brother and his dad seem like really cool dudes.
Yes.
I guarantee they're not, by the way.
This is something Buddy Todd and I were discussing, and at first I disagreed with him, but the more I've thought about it, I think he's right. This is a world where white supremacists control everything.
Yeah, that seems pretty plausible. That seems because the thing is, I think at the end of the day, you can't have a world that is this much better for Peacemaker and not have him. There's no good argument for him not living there.
No. Well,
you know what I mean?
At the end of this episode, there's a good argument for him.
No, there's a good argument. There's not a good argument. He actually there's no reason he can't because.
But I'm saying like when they figure that out, like that would be a problem for him. But
why would they figure that out?
Because he's got a whole different life and different memories.
No, I know, but they're superheroes. Yeah. And later on, when Peacemaker runs into Peacemaker, and he's like, I don't know if you're a shapeshifter or what. I think in a superhero universe, that kind of thing is like, I came back from Bloodhaven and my memories are scrambled. Like that's very common. So I think in a superhero universe, we talked about this. It's like an Astro City thing. Like you have a lot of fucking excuses for why things are weird or why you did something bad, or maybe you didn't do something bad. Maybe it was a shapeshifter. It was a doppelganger. It was an alternate universe version of you. Yeah. There's a lot of different ways. But anyway, he has a great time hanging out with them, and he sees that this is a world where they're all heroes and they all love each other and they're all kind and sweet. And they all start going to bed, Dad first, and then Keith, the brother. And as Keith's leaving, Peacemaker's like, I love you, man. And what's funny is the way that Gunn writes this is that he basically has the brother be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I love you too, dude. And at first you think it's going to be like that, like, what the fuck? Who talks like that, you homo? Like that kind of a thing. Yeah. But no, he's just busting a little bit of balls. But they do love each other, and they really are, they...
Keith also says that Chris made a mistake by letting that girl get away, and now she's with a jarhead.
So that's, I think one of the reasons why nobody saw the last 3 episodes is because that's 100% Rick Flag Jr. Like, there's just no world where that's not Rick Flag Jr.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and so they wanted to save that surprise that he's in it. I mean, I still think it's possible Superman shows up, but it's 100% that's Rick Flag Jr., and that Rick Flag Sr. is going to have some moment with him. I think he's setting it up well. Unfortunately, it just feels, I guess because we know how these things work, it just feels real obvious, like real super obvious.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, in this universe, Peacemaker was in a relationship with Harcourt. They were in love, but they broke up, and she is now with the Jarhead. And also we learned that there's a few doors down that has imps. It's Munchkin Land in there, and they keep coming through and causing trouble. And one time, Keith found an imp rotting in the engine block of his truck. I really like that that Augie has a hard time remembering their name, and Keith's like, "You've killed so many of them, you can't remember what they're called."
Yes. Yeah.
This is our second imp thing in the DCU.
Yeah. Third.
What's the third? What's the other one?
In the first season of Peacemaker, they discussed Batmite.
Yeah, but that's not clear if it's canon.
It's not canon, but it's...
Yeah, but I'm saying, in the DCU. Yeah. So, in canon, there's the imp in Superman. And now there's an imp here. And so it seems quite clear that Gunn definitely wants to get to that place.
Oh, he definitely. Anytime somebody asks him about Batmite or Mxyzptlk, he's like, I want to. I just don't know how you can use them. Like,
Yeah, he really wants
figuring out a story
Batmite.
for them is so hard.
Yeah, he really wants Batmite. He has
Yeah,
said that's like his favorite character in DC.
yeah.
He's definitely playing towards it. This world seems like fucking paradise. This just seems like the best place. Like, this is everything he ever wanted. And he goes up to his bedroom and he is looking around at what's in his bedroom. He's got a bust of himself up there. He's got rock posters on the wall. I did not catch all of them, but one of them, it's pour some honey on me.
Pour some honey on me. Yeah, and Hanley Rocks is spelled with two
Yeah.
X's.
Yeah.
And,
So yeah,
I don't know enough about like metal and stuff to.
yeah, I
say
didn't
what's
catch.
good about
Yeah, I
that.
didn't catch everything in there. But also, there's pictures of the family being happy, and there's a picture of Harcourt on the, which is where he figures out that the X that Keith was talking about is Harcourt.
Yeah.
And as he's standing there, Peacemaker shows up, puts a gun to his head, and this is when he's like, "Hey, so what are you, a shapeshifter or whatever?" And
We're skipping a lot.
what am I skipping?
All of Harcourt stuff.
Did that happen there?
Yeah, that happens. It cuts away from him hanging out with his brother and dad and goes to her at the bar.
Oh, okay. So she goes to after being rejected, she goes to this bar. In first season, we saw her beat up at some guys in a bar, and that was like a sign of how badass she was. But this season, she has gone to the bar to pick a fight.
Yes.
And
There's
she's
a deep cut DC reference in here too, by the way.
what's that?
The bar is called Gabriel's Horn that she goes to. Gabriel's Horn was a bar started by Mal Duncan in Teen Titans, and the basement of Gabriel's Horn, it was a disco club in the comics, and the basement of that was the Teen Titans base for a while. So
Wow.
there you go. Yeah.
I cannot imagine the Teen Titans having a base underneath this particular honky tonk.
No, I cannot imagine.
She so she knows that there will be shit started pretty quickly. Like when she walks in, like everybody stops and looks at her. Some guy like creepily follows her. She's gonna have a drink, and the guy next to her at the bar is being creepy to her, and she is just waiting for any good excuse to start a fight. And she finds it, and it's her against pretty much the whole bar, and she does fairly well.
Yeah.
The thing is, because she's a total ass kicker, and it's a pretty great fight, by the way.
It's a very good fight.
It's a really good fight. But like she does stuff in this fight that lets you know where her mindset is. Like when the guy that was being creepy to her, she puts him down on the ground and she will not stop punching him in the face.
Yeah.
And that's not a good strategy because you know the bar's going to get involved at this point, and she's letting them get involved. She is not, and so
She's looking to get beat up.
she's looking to get beat up. That's exactly the outcome that she wants. And she sure does. She gets her ass kicked like big time, like very, very much super duper ass kick. And she ends up they literally throw her out of the bar. Classic move. I love that.
And then
Tossing a person.
Yes, and then she's laying there in the same. I'm pretty sure in the same position that she's laying after she's been shot at the end of season 1, and she's dying, and she's just bleeding out during the fight with the butterflies. She's in the same pose, and it's like the same shot, but now she's smiling.
She's looking up at the moon and smiling. Yeah. So she wanted that punishment. That's what she wanted. She wanted to hurt people, and she wanted the punishment. She wanted both things, I think. Okay, so back on Earth, this is when the Peacemaker v Peacemaker fight happens, and Chris tries to explain to other Chris quickly that like what's going on, but he doesn't want to hear it, and he's got this giant fucking gun pointed at his head. So he manages to like knock the gun out of his hand. He like runs out the hallway. This universe's the other universe's Peacemaker has homing ninja stars in his helmet.
Yes, it's pretty awesome.
By the way, they get into his back and then they just drill it into his body. They just drill it. He has them just inside his body. Like they're not even sticking out at the end.
Oh, I thought they fell down.
Did they fall down? I thought that they were. I thought they went all the way in. That makes more sense because I was like, this would kill him. I feel like if they dug all the way in, he is a dead person.
He's donezo. Yeah.
So he runs to the dimensional door and busts through it, trying to get back to his home. And the other Peacemaker follows him, and they get into a fight in there. And the other Peacemaker has a jetpack. which is really cool.
Yes.
And he flies, and they're fighting, and other Peacemaker's gonna kill our Peacemaker. And our Peacemaker hits the jetpack button on his chest, and he flies up into this chandelier spike and dies.
He's done.
He is done. He's hanging there, he dies, and then he slips off and hits the ground.
Pretty great.
And he dies in Peacemaker's arms. Like, he's like, you know, he has like, feels like he has something to say, but he doesn't say.
Yeah, he starts to like try to talk and just dies.
And it just dies, yeah. And that's the end of the episode.
Yes.
Man, oh man. What'd you think of this one?
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. Two things that we ran by real quick. They're just kind of reference stuff. In the alternate world, they call Bloodhaven Bloodhaven.
Yeah, so that's actually something I wanted to mention, because he when he comes back, when he's hanging out on the porch looking, and then Keith shows up in his truck, which also, by the way, that truck is white supremacist coded in and of itself. And they start talking, and he's like, "Hey, I thought you were in Bloodhaven," and I'm like, "Is that how you fucking pronounce it?" It probably is, because the thing is that there's an umlaut on the U in Bloodhaven.
Yes.
So it probably is Bloodhaven. They probably asked somebody who knows, language, and said, "Hey, what's the story here? Is this supposed to have that?" And they're like, "That's pronounced Bloodhaven." So maybe that's...
I mean, maybe, but in Creature Commandos, they pronounce it Bloodhaven.
Interesting.
So, yes. So that's why I think it's a difference between universes thing.
Oh, very interesting, actually. Okay.
Yeah, that's my theory on that.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And Keith's superhero name is Captain Triumph. Captain Triumph is an old Golden Age character who got powers from the ghost of his dead brother.
Wow.
Yes.
Very interesting pull.
Yes.
Very interesting pull. Wow. Yeah, so you like this one?
Yeah, I did. It's not, and rightfully so, it's not as like goofy or funny as anything in season one, but we're dealing with the ramifications of season one. The characters have changed. Peacemaker himself is not as boisterous. He's living a very, like you said, he's come to realize that he was a bully, and he's trying not to be that anymore, and he's different. Harcourt's in a horrible position in her life. Leota's not doing well at all either. Like, none of them, except for Vigilante, nobody's having a good time right now.
I mean, Economos kept his job. We actually have a sequence where Economos goes to visit Leota. She lives in the world's shittiest motel.
Yes. The what does he call it? He says the worst level of Grand Theft Auto.
Yes. And he wants her to go get in touch, I think, with Peacemaker, right? That's what his whole deal is.
Yeah, he wants her to ask
warn
about the
him.
door.
Yeah, and find out about the door. Because he doesn't want to turn Peacemaker into Flag, because he also thinks Flag's going to kill Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Like, given the slightest opportunity, he's going to take it. So my concern, I don't want this to be a misery season.
I don't think it will be.
Yeah.
But I do think it's not going to be as funny as the first season. I think it's going to have a darker tone to it, and then likely end on a higher note, would be my guess.
Yeah.
And I do think, I don't think we're ever going to see character growth in Vigilante. I think Vigilante is just always going to be the idiot jokester, right? Like, that's going to be his role throughout every episode.
You know that James Gunn's going to kill him at some point, right?
I have a theory that everyone's going to die at the end of the season.
Really?
Yes.
Why do you have that theory?
The ending of the opening credits dance number. They all lay down and look dead.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good point. I remember seeing that. And I was like, "Huh, what is that?" And it eagerly perches upon them. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of my theory, is that they all die. I don't think they will. Is
that them, or is that alternate universe them? Because alternate universe thems are also dancing.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's the alternate universes them, because I don't think Vigilante's in costume at the end of the dance number.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could see that whole universe being destroyed.
Sure.
Especially if it is a white supremacist universe, I could see that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they have to be bad. There's just like no way that that can exist. They have to be bad. They just have to be nicer about it. Or, you know what I mean? Like, they're still evil, but they're just like sweet evil. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I don't want it to be a misery season. I'm a little bit concerned about that, because everybody's starting in such a low place.
Yeah.
it's funny because he treats this like a sequel, not a season 2.
Yes.
Because when a sequel happens and like everybody's happy at the end of season at the first movie, and then you pick up the second one and everybody's scattered and like people are finding things aren't as what they want, and then they have to get back together and find the new threat. Yeah. It has that big sequel energy as opposed to just this is the next season. Like, because you could open this with Leota having the security firm and they all work with her.
Yeah, Leota, Harcourt, and Economos all work at the security firm.
Right. They've all gone independent. Yeah, there's like that's a very reasonable opening to this season.
Yeah.
But he has gone with them being scattered and upset, and I'm very curious to see. I think my guess. I have 2 guesses. One is I think Harcourt's going to kill Harcourt.
Yeah, maybe.
I think the idea that she wants punishment to be able to put a bullet in her own head, I think feels thematically satisfying for that. She meets a truly evil version of herself and gets to annihilate it, and that sort of feels maybe cleansing or whatever. Yeah. And then I'm curious if Rick Flag Jr. is going to like stick around.
I can't imagine he will.
Because the thing is that I feel like James Gunn, he's never said this, I think, but I feel like it was a mistake to kill him. And Joel Kinnaman was so great in that role.
Yeah.
And there's so much dynamic between him and Peacemaker that it does feel like that was kind of a mistake. Like it maybe I understand why he had to. I get it, like within the narrative and stuff like that. But like it is one of those things where you're like, oh man, that guy would have been really great moving forward.
Well, even within the narrative, it wasn't all that needed because Peacemaker was supposed to die 2 scenes later in Suicide Squad. So it was more of just a thing of like, well, we're clearly never going to make another Suicide Squad movie, so I might as well just kill off a bunch of characters.
Yeah.
But
that's the promise of Suicide Squad, though.
Yeah. So, you got to do that.
I wouldn't mind Joel Kinnaman getting into the DCU.
I don't know. There is a case to be made for it in DC Comics.
In all comics, I think that's
but I'm saying specifically in DC Comics, the Earth 2 Black Canary moved to Earth 1, like in pre-crisis years, after her husband died, and she was like, "I just got to get away from everything I know. I'm going to go live on Earth 1." And then she's like, "Oh, Green Lantern's pretty hot. I'll hook up with that guy." And so there is a thing for that in the DCU, in DC Comics, in the DC universe, of like people switching what Earth they live on just to have a better life.
Yeah.
Or a different life. So it fits, but I also feel like having him just come in and be like, everything's fine. Hey, we can pretend that you never killed me.
No, I think that you open up narrative possibilities is the thing. I don't think that's just like, I think there's narrative possibilities if you bring that guy back. Especially, I guess we'll see, because what do you think the odds are this is Earth 3?
I don't think it's any specific Earth.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
The reason why I was thinking about, could this be Earth 3 where the bad guys, all the superheroes are bad guys, and then like the problem is that they had Ultraman in Superman, and Superman in Earth 3 is Ultraman, so it feels like you wouldn't want to hit that beat twice. But it would be pretty cool to see David Cornsweet in an Earth 3 Ultraman suit, though.
Sure.
Because it's a good suit, It is. Do you think Superman's going to show up?
And then that would make Rachel Brosnahan would be very excited, because isn't Lois Lane? Oh no, it's still Diana as Superwoman, isn't it, on Earth 3?
Probably.
I think so.
Do you think Superman's going to show up this season?
It seems very likely, or very plausible.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? I mean, they were filming both at the same time in Atlanta, so it seems very, very plausible. I do think the Justice Gang is going to show up again. Yeah. At least Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl. I don't know if Mr. Terrific will pop in, or Metamorpho. But
actually, that's a good point. Metamorpho is part of the team now. It's interesting. I guess so. I guess Superman was hanging out with the Justice Gang before the events of Superman, which we knew they knew each other.
Yeah,
but I guess
it's
they
more
were
interesting that Supergirl was there.
Yeah,
because it kind of feels like in Superman nobody knows about Superman.
I think that people take that away from it, but there's not actually any text that tells us that.
No.
There's not one bit of text that tells us that.
No.
So, Yeah.
Although nobody knew about the dog. So.
I mean, she might be like come and go on Earth. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he does mention that she likes to go to red sun planets. So, like,
Yeah.
she probably is more cosmos oriented than he is. She probably shows up, and if she's around, she helps out or
Yeah.
shit like that. Is my guess. I think also he wanted to fill out the roster and not have to put somebody there that they don't have,
Sure.
and have to then re-retcon this again later on.
Yeah. Like, oh God, why did I?
You know, she's just guest starring. Like, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, she's not a member of the Justice Gang per se. She's just guest
Same as
starring.
Superman. Superman's
Yeah.
just hanging out like, oh, there's a deadly butterfly invasion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I better go help out.
Yeah. So I think that's probably what's happening. But I quite liked it. I am very intrigued by seeing what happens next. And
I'm really excited to see this alternate reality vigilante.
oh yeah,
Because I mentioned that's going to be weird and fun.
it might not be weird if it's an evil universe. He might be good.
But that's what I mean by it being weird. Is he might
okay.
be like the exact opposite of the vigilante we know.
Yeah.
And like you're sitting there saying like Harcourt will kill alternate Earth Harcourt. I can see vigilante really hating this alternate world version of himself and wanting to kill him and then being like, you can't. He's just a guy. You can't just go kill random people.
Well, what's funny is that so here's the thing though. So if it's evil world and that means vigilante's good, technically it might be that whatever vigilante is doing non-violently is in and of itself illegal in that universe, thus
Yes.
giving vigilante the opportunity to kill the guy. He just goes by whatever the laws of that jurisdiction are. Like, you know, that's the thing. So that could very well be the case.
I mean, we know he does do that in season 1 when Peacemaker's getting stoned and vigilante says 3 years ago I would have shot you in the face for doing that. So
Yeah.
we know that as laws change, he's like, okay, I guess that's legal now. I can't kill people for it.
Yeah. He has his own weird little code. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I liked it. I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. I'm glad that it wasn't a 2-episode thing, and I'm glad that the episode really had the fucking momentum to.
It really just kicks right in. I was really surprised how quickly. I going into it was like, the end of the episode we'll see the alternate world, and nope. One of the first things.
One of the very first things. Yeah. I love that. Like, please do that for me. Like, give me the fucking premise. Get it off and running. Don't spend 6 episodes like building up to it. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because now you know what the season's about. Like, you get it. Like, this. Okay, I get what this season's about. He's killed himself in that universe. The universe is one that he wants to live in. He has the opportunity to go live in that universe now, and then that becomes part of the conflict.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and especially when we discovered those people are evil, and they maybe realized that there was a good universe that they could come get.
Which again, I had initially disagreed with Todd on this, but the more I thought about it, the more I agreed with it. It's obviously going to be that he brings Leota there, and his dad and brother are going to freak out.
Yep.
And be like, what do you hang out with her for? And
That really makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a ton of sense. And that is almost certainly what's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out. You know, James Gunn is not dumb. He is really good at throwing us curveballs. So maybe he is hinting at all this stuff. But actually, it's never actually going to happen.
Maybe.
You know what I
And
mean?
plus, we got Tim Meadows coming.
Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait for
love
Tim
Tim Meadows
Meadows.
so much.
We love Tim Meadows.
Yes.
All right. We will see you guys again next week for the next episode of Peacemaker. Until then, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, may you be well, but most of all, may you remain a true believer. You realize that I did not know what I was supposed to say right there. Like,
Nope.
My brain just did not work.
Not a clue.
Just did not. I was like, oh.
I know I say something.
I say something here. Yeah. Okay.
Eat peace, motherfucker. What is it?
Bye.